Am I blowing this out of proportion? Should I just give the guy $1,000, which I don't think seems right? Something just smells off. I don't know. That's why you guys are here to help me out. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, I've worked with BetterHelp for years. BetterHelp helps you get the stress and the weight of life off your shoulders by giving you somebody to talk to on your own terms. You know, I've been working a lot on multiple businesses at the same time, and then taking the additional weight of the zoning lawsuits that I'm dealing with my town at the same time. So from launching a luggage company while arguing for years with my neighbors and my local municipality, it can be a lot and it could take a toll on you, and that's why a lot of people find it helpful to talk to somebody. That's why I like the idea of taking one small step, and for a lot of people, that step is therapy. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easier. You just take a quick quiz and get matched up with a licensed therapist, and you could talk with them in the way that works for you. Phone, video, or even messaging. If it doesn't feel like the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. Over 6 million people have already gotten help through BetterHelp, and it has a 4.8 out of 5 rating on the App Store, which says a lot about how many folks are finding it useful. If you've been thinking about talking to someone, or you just want support while you work through things, check it out. So to try them out, visit betterhelp.com/superspeeders or click the link in the description. It's going to save you 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. All right, guys, Rob Ferrari here, and you know I've been in this car business for a long time, and being in the car business presents a lot of opportunities or just things that result in me having leftover parts. When I have leftover parts, like over here, I've got some Lambo parts. Here's a Bentley bumper, some Lambo side skirts. This is a Lambo rear bumper, Ferrari car covers. I've got stuff all over the place. And these parts ultimately just accumulate. Now, I've got a bunch of cars that I rent out, so sometimes they come in handy. Sometimes I sell the cars and I have these extra parts and I have to get rid of them. Today, I'm going to tell you about an unfortunate situation with my personal Ferrari, which is outside over here, which, as you remember, had an issue with the exhaust leaking. The exhausts themselves, and it's surprising. Now, IPE is a very reputable company, and I'll keep you in the loop. They've been responsive. They've asked for photos. They've asked for their serial numbers on the headers. So hopefully they work with me on this, because this is not a 20-year-old exhaust or anything like that. There's also cracks, like a lot of cracks. There's one there. Okay, let's see what we got here. There's on this side too. Got the cracks here, crack here. I mean, that's the cracks are not good. This is the other side. I had them take them both off while we were here. This one also cracked on this side, cracked on this side. So if you remember, I had the private adventure drives trip starting in DC and going to Nashville, and I wanted to bring this car with us. The problem was the exhaust wasn't going to be done in time. So I was like, oh, that's sort of an issue. What I ended up doing, because the welding wasn't going to be done because they sent the wrong flex pipe, what I ended up doing was reaching out to Valvetronic, which is in Pennsylvania, and they had an exhaust in stock. So I was like, great. It's going to take me too long to come out and get it because it was like Memorial Day weekend. So we loaded it up in an Uber, and I Ubered the exhaust over to New Jersey so we can get the exhaust installed on my car. And just because I got a new exhaust doesn't mean the old one was ultimately garbage. So once the IPE exhaust was fixed, I threw it in my pile of parts and I said, I'll just sell it later. If anyone wants to buy an IPE exhaust that is now newly repaired and it has a second breath of life, hit me up, because I've got the whole exhaust coming off. I got a whole new exhaust going on, old exhaust coming off. And sell it is what I did. I listed it on eBay, left it up there. The going rate, I just used ChatGPT, like, what do these things sell for? And the going rate was like $7,500 or $8,500. And I was like, all right, well, it's a fully repaired kit. I listed it for $7,500. Ultimately, a guy bought it from me for, I think it was $5,500, right? I was like, look, it's repaired. I just spent almost $1,000 repairing it. So you should be good to go, but it's fully repaired. Sold it to him as such. So I boxed it up and shipped it out to him. And that was probably end of October of 2000, and I think it was last year, right? So it was end of October, and this guy gets the exhaust, all good, shipped it, got there in like 3 or 4 days, Everything was great. Like 6 weeks later, the guy reaches out. He's like, hey, the exhaust is leaking. And I'm like, what do you mean it's leaking? I just had it repaired. Sent me a video. One of the headers had a little crack in it. It was leaking. I said, okay, no problem. Find out how much it is to fix. I'll stand by it. Like, I didn't do the weld, but the shop that just charged me $1,000 to fix them, obviously, if you have a local shop out there you want to use your local shop, and I will give you the whatever, the 150, figure it's an hour of labor. I'll give you the $150 or $200, and then I'll go back to the shop and say, you got to give me the $150 or $200 back because the repair wasn't perfect. Guy's like, all right. Comes back with an estimate a couple weeks later, and it was like $950. I'm like, bro, $950 for like one weld? Like, that's more than I spent on or that's what I spent on the entire job to repair all the headers and replace the one flex pipe that was missing. Yeah, so well, call the shop. And I'm like, I don't want to call the shop. Why don't you just get another estimate? Or I'll get an estimate from a different shop around there, or I'll call one of my fans and see who's got a welding shop. Oh, no, they repaired it already. I was like, oh, well, okay, well, then I guess we can't do that. So I'm like, but you got to give me, and I went to the welding shop. I'm like, look, this guy sent me an invoice for $950. And they're like, that's crazy. Like, you sent me a video of a little crack. It's not $950. And I'm like, I agree. It shouldn't be $950. So I told this guy I need to see photos of what was repaired. Like, I got to see all this work that was done. And I need to see an actual breakdown of an invoice, not just an invoice with a line item that says $950 for header repair. Guy then, he's like, yeah. So taking about a month to get me another invoice. And this time it says like a bunch of stuff, like went to welding school. And it's all like generic stuff. But I'm like, yeah, I get it. You're outlining this. But at the end of the day, you have one crack, and this is not supportive of that. So the guy's like, oh, let's jump on the call. And I'm like, I've got no problem speaking to you on the phone. I'm responsive. Let's jump on the phone. And let's figure it out. Like, I've got no problem like making this right, but you can't agree to spend $1,000 on something that should be $100 and then ask me to pay for it. I should be entitled to pay for what it should cost to repair it. So we're on the phone, and he's like, well, fine, just give me $500. I'm like, well, it's not about the $500, not $500. I need to see what this guy did. I have to go back to the shop that did the repair and ask them to stand behind their work. And then I find out the big aha was, I'm like, they haven't even been repaired yet. That's why he couldn't send me the photos of the actual repair. He represented that these things were repaired 6 weeks ago. Fast forward 6 weeks, they were never actually repaired. And I'm like, well, that's a little twist, but I'm like, that's great news. Mail them back. I'll pay for the shipping back and forth. I'll bring it back to the shop that did it. They'll repair them for free and then send it back to you. And that solves everybody's problem. No, I'm just gonna charge it back from PayPal if you don't give me the $500. I'm like, well, now you're extorting me. Like, I'm willing to pay for your repair. I don't know what that repair is. Go get another shop. But you're giving me an invoice. I don't trust you. You didn't pay for it. You made it seem like you repaired them already, but you didn't. And now you're trying to take me for $950. That's a problem. So he did the chargeback through PayPal, and now I'm arguing with this guy over $950. My question to you guys, I'm not a welder. You guys are welders. Given the video, given what you see, how much should it cost to repair one crack on a header? If it's just, the only data I know is I thought it was expensive to spend almost $1,000 to repair the entire headers and replace the section. But that, I guess, makes more sense. But for this one little touch-up repair, to spend $950 doesn't seem right. If I'm wrong, let me know. I won't bother fighting the chargeback. If you guys are welders and you know, like, dude, I can weld that thing in 6 minutes, but I would still bill you an hour, send me an estimate. rob@superspeeders.com. As to if you're a certified shop, send me an estimate over. I'll upload them to PayPal and said, here's 3 or 4 different estimates from other shops across the country that are licensed to perform this repair. And the repair could be $75, $100, whatever it is. That's what the repair cost. This guy's trying to defraud me, which I hate dealing with people. This guy got a deal on the exhaust. He beat me up on the exhaust. He refused to do anything. He was like, oh, let's go through PayPal instead of eBay so there's no fees. But I'm like, all right, send it friends and family. I'm clearly, you can look me up. I'm not here to screw you. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I ate the fees on that. And ultimately the guy goes to screw me and just be a pain in my ass over a couple $100. You know, I hate selling cars. I hate selling things. I hate dealing with people in the car world. Like, why we're arguing over $150 or $200? I thought it was a nice gesture to give this guy the $200 to make sure that they're repaired properly. But at the end of the day, he was playing games and trying to put one over on me. Funny enough, the shop, if you look at the invoice, it's SSR like tuning or something like that in California. Super SpeedersRob. Like, it's serendipitous. But let me know your thoughts. Am I blowing this out of proportion? Should I just give the guy $1,000, which I don't think seems right? Something just smells off. But again, I'm not a welder. Somebody's going to have to break that thing down to the core and re-weld the entire thing or re-weld both of them. I don't know. That's why you guys are here to help me out. Thank you for watching. Rob Ferretti. If you want to buy any of this crap I have sitting around the shop, I will warranty it as long as you're reasonable.